Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we take a break in the mood ever so often and have a sunrise sit down. I'm your favorite uncle. You know how we do it. We name what we name, what we name can't change at all. So when we're having a conversation, we're having a conversation. And it's about that sunrise sit down. Got to say good morning, good morning, good morning to my guest.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, audiences.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes. Yes, so you heard it. So we have some guests in here. It's all about SXM Doet.
Yes.
It's Duet or Doet?
That's a good question because
Yes.
a lot of people say do it, but technically it's Doet, right?
Correct.
Doet.
Yes.
Yeah. But, you know, both is fine for me.
Yes.
Yeah, because
as long as you participate, yeah,
as
it's all
long as you
good.
participate. So let my audience, because I have listeners as far as Ghana and the UK. We got some in the UK. In the US, we have them throughout the Caribbean as well, like Sabre, Stacia, St. Kitts, Nevis, the whole entire clan.
Yay.
Because it's about the mood in the morning, so we get them in the mood and we get them set right for the day. So explain to my audience, what is St. Maarten Doet about?
So first of all, we should introduce ourselves.
Yes,
I'm
you should.
Brianna.
And I'm Caroline.
Hi, Brianna.
And we are 2 of 4 program coordinators for
Okay.
SXM Doet, which is an annual volunteer initiative that takes place typically in March, but this year it's going to be in May. I will talk about that later on. But basically, we have community organizations register their projects online, and this could be anything from beautification projects to building projects, social projects, and then from there volunteers would then sign up for said projects, and it would take place in the month of May. So 2 days in May 16th and 17th this year.
Yeah, SXM Doet is really about getting that volunteerism going, getting that volunteer spirit, and being able to give back. To also really promote being a volunteer. Maybe, you know, those 2 days a year motivates you to do more later on, or maybe just those 2 days. That's already great. And to be able to help also the NGOs that are out there with little projects. They get funding also for that, and to be able to connect volunteers to them and to really make an impact together on our society.
Okay, so you say volunteer, right? I mean, I've seen it around where there's cleanup campaigns and there's all these things. So what are the few of the projects that you guys are working on that you need volunteers for, so they can understand exactly what it is?
So actually right now we're in the process of having organizations register projects. So let's say around March is when volunteers can actually sign up for the projects. So now we have a few projects that have been registered. I'm trying to remember what I've seen. I haven't looked really too much into
we
it.
were discussing also with some NGOs, like brainstorming what to do, and
Yes.
one with the elderly. Like we were talking about, maybe they can do some yoga, maybe they can do some candle making they've been doing in the last year,
Crocheting.
but crocheting or different kind of activities that, you know,
For the elders.
for the elderly, but then
Right.
volunteers also helping and joining.
Right.
Yeah.
Having a good time together. So that is one of the projects. Other one would be making benches, painting a wall, making your mural. You see that a lot in the last years, and I love the murals.
The murals are you see them around town,
Yeah.
you see them on
Yes.
sidewalls. So this is SXM Doet.
And shout out for that specifically to Be the Change Foundation,
Yes.
because Be the Change Foundation is behind that project with a lot of the murals. What's the name of that project again?
Color Me
Color
SXM,
Me SXM, yeah. And they are really behind that. Be the Change Foundation is also behind SXM Doet for
Right,
the local organization here. So big shout out to them. But like during SXM Doet, also some murals are made. Sometimes you see them within the schools. I think also one. Do you know the one if you go towards Pelican on the wall there? I think the Mental Health Foundation did one a couple of years ago, and that was during SXM Doet.
Well, I must say it is the murals are a big hit. I mean, besides doing this, I'm also in the tourist industry that I move around a lot, you know, being a part of the port and on Walter Plan's Captain Hodge.
Yeah.
And I walk through Front Street, and this is something that that our guests that come to the island, they really enjoy it. They sit down, they take pictures of it. I'm usually there's one that you come up Front Street and then you hang a left by one of the alleys. One of the first
those are
alleys.
from the Color Me SXM project.
all
Indeed,
right.
I
Well,
love
those
them.
they are a big hit. I can say that
Yes.
off the bat.
And you have
So-
like also like a tour, like a walk around that you can do to also
Well,
with the
you
QR codes.
well, with the train that comes through town,
yes,
usually
that's
they
true.
stop the guests come off, they take some pictures of them.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big hit. And
Yeah.
it gives it, on these blank walls that sometimes you pass through, it gives a nice ambiance to it. So
Agreed.
And
definitely
this
have
is
to
not
say.
directly SXM Doet, but I know in the upcoming time they're doing now plastic projects and having some murals also related to that. And that's going to be the Change Foundation and the Color Me SXM. And I think in the upcoming weeks they're going to have a new one in town.
Mm-hmm.
And they need volunteers soon. So probably also keep an eye on that if you want to help out in the upcoming
Well,
weeks already.
here is the
Or prepare for SXM Doet.
Here is the
Yes.
opportunity to get everyone on board. So let Sunshine City know and the rest of the world, what are you guys, what are the intentions actually? I know you guys need
Yeah.
volunteers, and
Well, that not yet. At this moment, it's really about calling out to all the NGOs on the island. So if you are a community organization, nonprofit organization, that you feel like, hey, I want to do a job or something that can help us improve our organization, our location. It needs to be something that can be done within one day. So not that like we cannot build a roof, that kind of
Right,
stuff.
right,
That's
understand.
not possible.
Right.
But indeed, sprucing up or gardening or social projects. So if you are also something that you think I want to do something with the target group that we work with, that's possible as well. And we're really calling out for them to really sign up because we're aiming for like 90 projects.
90 this
that
year.
we want to
Yeah.
have this year. Yeah, I think the most that they had was 100
Over
plus,
100, yes.
over 100 projects that we had, and it's on the 16th and the 17th of May. So it's on the Friday and the Saturday. And we
So
want the whole island to
how
see
would you-
everybody in SXM Doet
yeah,
t-shirts.
because that's
busy.
what I'm saying. If you have 100 projects to do
Yeah.
in just 2 days,
Yes.
Yes.
How
And
many-
that's when we get like over 1,000 volunteers coming out.
Oh,
and it's
that's
so
amazing.
nice because what we forgot to mention before is that SXM Doet is not, like Doet itself is not only in St. Maarten. So it happens all across the Dutch islands on the same day. So Seba's
so
doing
Seba,
it,
Stacia,
Deisha, Curaçao,
Bonaire.
Bonaire, also the Netherlands.
Oh,
They're all
man.
doing it on the same day. So it's really, really about that volunteerism community spirit. And as Caroline mentioned, we are looking for, at this moment, community organizations to register their projects because the deadline is actually next week, Friday, the 7th of February.
Yeah.
So we really, really, really want to encourage everyone to register their projects. They get funding up to $650 to execute the projects. And so, as we mentioned before, it's like a range of things. We can even talk about that, like some of the past projects that
Yeah,
we've had.
yes,
Yeah, a hit, a big hit was the mangrove planting project. So volunteers got to be able to go by Little Key and actually go in the water and plant mangroves. I don't know.
Where were you planting these mangroves?
By Little Key.
Where's Little Key? I'm from here, but
And I can't even describe because that was the first time I went. I'm like, where are we?
Simpson Bay Lagoon.
Yeah,
that
Simpson
area.
Bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the Simpson Bay Lagoon
Yes,
area.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Yeah, you
but-
say Simpson Bay now, we could say that.
Yes.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yes, it was super, super fun. So that was, for example, more of an environmental project.
Right.
But then, for example, Hearts United, who we were talking about before, they deal with senior citizens and they do a lot of creative projects with them. So sip and paint. So seniors got to paint, sip some, drinks, or they
I hope I didn't give my seniors them too much of that wine.
they have to have fun once in a while. So yes, they had a great project as well. We did crocheting last year. And then, of course, we have the classics of murals and gardening projects. Those are always a hit as well.
Yeah, in one of the schools we did like a gardening project, or at least they did. Like we visit during the days to make sure everything is going all right as the coordinators, together with our coaches, because we cannot do this by ourselves. It became too big for that. And
Yes,
then we
I
have
could
coaches to support us.
I have a friend that was, I think she's still a part of it.
Okay.
It's Kanagita.
Uh-huh.
Kanagita's her last name. I can't remember her first name right now. Wow, that just slipped my mind. But I could remember her speaking to me about it. And how long has been SXM Doet? 11 years. Right. So
Yeah.
I know that's why I said it's a while back that we discussed it when
Yeah.
when you guys first started up.
Yeah, it started in the Netherlands like 18 years ago, I
Yes.
think. And then indeed, St. Maarten joined 11 years ago. Last year we had our anniversary, and that was
Right.
wonderful. And then this year, indeed, the date has changed because normally it's always been in March. And now this year's the first time it's going to be in May. And the reason for that is, with the other islands in March, it was always difficult. You know, Carnival has, Curacao has their Carnival, Aruba also just before that. And now we have it just after Carnival.
Yeah.
Carnival is
That was for us beginning.
around
We
that
thought
area,
like, okay,
right.
that's going to be tricky.
right.
But now we thought we're going to use the energy that we have from Carnival,
Carnival.
from
Right, the
parading
wave
to
of
progress,
Carnival.
and then
Right, right.
let's get it going. Let's continue the parade and SXM Doet. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so we have I'm still amazed to see that you guys had 100 projects that you guys did on, and I guess it's been successful because it's been
Yes.
around
Yeah.
for over a decade.
Exactly.
And so, what else do you have to let the public know that what you guys are? How would I say this? It's all volunteer work. So how would you get, besides the media?
Yeah.
How would you? Because I've been looking through the newspaper, and this is going to be happening soon, and I'm not seeing anything in the paper. So how do you guys get your volunteers?
Okay, so that we
How do
need
they
to add up our presence in the newspaper. Good
Yes.
to know. Good to know.
But and that normally we get them later, like closer to the date. But we're very present on social media, so for sure you can follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and soon to be TikTok. Because another thing that we're going to be implementing this year are youth interns, volunteer youth interns.
Right.
So that way we can really, because we really want to target the youth and get them more engaged. It's great to see the volunteers that do come out, but we really feel like more youth could be present there.
present.
So we're going to get them on board with us, and then they can guide us as to how we can get them to come out on those 2 days.
Yeah.
And not only actually on those 2 days, but get more into volunteering. So there's that. But for the volunteer, getting them, every year we do like videos. So I definitely recommend checking us out on YouTube. And we basically do like a call to action, like come out and volunteer there. We go on the radio, we do press releases, but and we go to events as well. So
Right.
for example, like Heineken Regatta, we're trying to get as much like of a volunteer, like
A volunteer presence.
Yes, from
Yeah.
anywhere,
Right.
because anyone could be like a volunteer, right? So we got them
Yeah.
there, and this year we plan on going to the schools.
And
Yeah.
and while you're speaking, that's going through my head because I'm not hearing.
Yeah.
Why aren't they looking for young volunteers? Which means you
Yeah.
guys need to get to the schools.
Yep.
Because it's something that I've been thinking about and talking about for a minute, where we have very, very minimal things for schools to do. Very minimal things for the young ones to do. Like me here in the morning, I encourage the parents who listen to me, have the kids send me a voice note because they love it. They love hearing themselves on the radio in the morning
Yeah.
when I play
Yeah.
something, hearing their voices on the radio. And
Yeah.
a few of them been asking is like, how can they get into that? How can they get into radio? How can they get into speaking? And I discuss it with them because I know the parents. So we always have these kind of conversations. And I say, we still have to be more involved and get the kids more involved. And it starts at school. You know what I mean?
It also starts by including them more in the decision making.
in the decision making. So-
one of the things that they said, like, okay, what can you do to have the youth more involved, and what kind of activities? And we said, let's get the youth involved in making those decisions. So that's why we indeed had a vacancy out for an internship, and we had some meetings already with some candidates, and soon we will announce who will
that's
be
nice.
that. So
Yes.
that's pretty exciting. And together with them, we will decide what kind of activities can we do, how can we include the youth, because we can think about it, but unfortunately, even though I really want to be, I'm not the youth anymore. Like, I'm medium adult, I think, or like, how do you say that?
Young adult.
Young adult, yeah. Yeah, medium. So in that sense, that's also really like not just talking about let's get the youth involved, but let's do it directly.
Yes, because
Yeah.
for me, we can have the conversations every day that we want the youths involved, but if we do not go to the youth and speak to them,
Agreed.
With them.
with them,
Yeah.
and because then it just passes over
Yeah.
their head, really.
Yeah.
So I commend a organization like Doet, and I
Thank
always
you.
say, get to them.
Yeah.
Because we see it's like, we have the regular complaints. Oh, the guys on the scooters and they're riding around. But these are young men. These are teenagers, But if you don't put something in place for them to do, then they have nothing to do.
And also to share that spirit together, the importance of doing this kind of work and what it results to. Because we talk about volunteer work, and sometimes that might seem like, oh, I don't know, in my free time I just want to relax. Sure, I understand that too. Me too.
Yeah.
But volunteer work gives you so much more than just doing the work. It's also about making connections and having
Learning
the
more
vibe
about
together.
what's happening on St. Maarten.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I keep saying, like, when we have people come to the volunteer events, they get to see really what's happening on St. Maarten, because I consider nonprofit work on this island one of the backbones of
Yes.
of the social impact on this island. So I feel like by coming out, you get to see what's happening with your seniors, or what's happening in the environmental arena, or what's happening like in terms of schools, like what's happening outside of riding scooters or whatever else that people
Yeah.
do right now. So I just think that when you come out there, you definitely make connections and you get to learn more about St. Maarten.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. That's it's been interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. So we got to wrap up in the last minute. What do you guys have to speak on it?
Visit our website, www.sxmdoet.com. And make sure that if you are an NGO, sign up. If you don't know yet, just reach out to us. You can email us. You can call us. I don't know the phone number top
It's
of my head.
581-6831.
So that's 581-6831.
Yes,
Give
and a
them a call.
WhatsApp would be answered. Maybe not directly the same hour, but the next day that would be possible. And make sure that we get a lot of projects going, and then we can get all the volunteers on board. And let's get this. Yeah, let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do this. I like that. Let's do this. So it's DOET,
Yes.
Yes.
not DOIT.
No.
No.
But it's good because you have to do it. You got to be involved in it.
You got to
and
do it to do it.
You have to do it to do it. I like that. So that should be next part of the slogan. Thank you. Anything else you guys have to tell the public besides? Oh, and make sure you guys put it in the newspapers.
Yes,
Yes.
we
Because
will.
people do read the newspaper
I say that and listen to the radio.
and listen to the radio.
You have to reach all target audiences. So
Right.
yes, agreed. And also our theme this year is from parading to progress
Yes.
for a brighter St. Maarten. So as I always say on every radio station, if I see you at the Carnival Village, I hope to see you at SXM Doet. It's taking place right after. So please visit the website. That way you can register your project, but also register as a volunteer. That part will be live later on. Let's say March. We just really hope to see more volunteers come out this year. We always have like over 1,000, but what's to say we can't have 1,500, 2,000, So, yes, I hope to see you
Let's aim
guys.
high. Let's aim for the
Yeah.
stars.
Yes, like
Yeah.
I say, if you shoot for the moon and you miss,
Yes.
you'll always be amongst the stars.
I like
Agree.
that.
So,
I like that.
there. So thank you so much, ladies, for coming in. I
you.
appreciate you coming in on my Mood in the Morning program. So everyone out there that's listening, get yourself involved, become a volunteer, be a part of that change, that positive change. So kids, I know y'all are still in school, but your mom and your pops are listening. So get your kids involved, and I think that for me is extremely important, that the young ones can be involved in making a change in their community.
Agreed.
So I very, very much appreciate SXM Doet.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. And
Yes.
any last words before you guys leave? Because you have to say something.
I've said so much.
I don't
But-
think you said enough.
But agreed. If you're a senior citizen, if you're a child, if you are an adult, everyone is welcome at SXM Doet. And again, I really, really hope to see a lot of you out participating. There's a lot of projects that you can choose from. And yes, you get food, drinks, and this time
Yeah.
there's going to be like that carnival still vibe, or at least music and all that. So it's going to be a fun event.
I had one thing to add, also, it's for residents, people living here, but also if you're here on a holiday during that time, you can join. Let's give your holiday extra meaning here by really giving back on that level. So volunteerism in that sense. can also-
Volunteerism, I like
can
that.
also be a
I know
thing.
there have a few from Tiat office listening to me, so you heard that. And I
Yes,
think that's
so
something
maybe we
that
should talk
put-
to Tia, by the way. Yeah, that's a good one.
Of course, because I think the information needs to get out there. So
Yeah.
once the information is out there, because there's so many different kiosks here where you can pick up something from the tourist department, I think tourists
And
should...
already SHCA is already supporting us also by putting
Right.
things on the website. So that's
Good.
great. So we hope to also reach that audience. And since you were saying a lot of people from abroad are also listening.
Yeah,
And our
yeah,
Stacia
yeah, they're
Doet is
listening.
also going to be there. Seba Doet. So shout out to them as well and
Save
register
a
your
station,
project
good morning.
there. Exactly.
Register your
Good morning.
project, get going. It's SXM Doet. That's what it is this morning. It's been your sunrise. Sit down with your favorite uncle with SXM Doet. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for sharing that information.
Thank you for
And
having
let's
us.
keep that volunteer work going.
Whoop, whoop.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
St. Maarten appreciates you. The world appreciates you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it here this morning on your Sunrise Sit Down. You got the information. You got what you wanted to hear. It's all about SXM Doet. Ladies, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day today
Thank you.
and
You
the
too.
rest
You
of the
too.
week.